Let me ask you a question. Who will you call when the police have been defunded and dismantled? Take a look.
Hello, you've reached 911. I'm sorry that there is no one here to answer your emergency call, but leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Here with reaction, Fox News contributor Dan Bongino, host of the Rubin Report, Dave Rubin. Dave, let me start with you tonight. What's interesting, a couple of incidents happened this weekend. I'll tell you about a case in Portland. An African-American man with an American flag stands against the protesters tearing down a fence. Then an African-American woman dumped paint on one of the Black Lives Matters, a couple of the murals in New York City. We want our police refund the police, sort of like with Goya. You know, there was the boycott, then there was the boycott that I support. I don't support boycotts. That, to me, tells me a lot, because now this entire race has pivoted. Safety, security, radical socialism, radical environmentalism versus free market capitalism and the great economy Donald Trump created.
Well, it's crazy to think about, but that really is what this has boiled down. And, you know, I did a little Googling before the show, and Sean, you were born in New York City. I know Dan was born in Queens, and I was born in Brooklyn, okay? So you got the three boroughs right there. There is no panel on television that loves the great city of New York more than the three of us, right? And do we want federal troops in New York? Of course we don't. But if the mayor himself, de Blasio, and by the way, this goes, of course, for the mayors of Los Angeles, Chicago, and a couple of the other cities you mentioned, if they won't do their jobs, then Trump has got to do something. And we discussed it a couple weeks ago. Maybe partly what the progressive mayors are doing here is laying a trap so that Trump puts law enforcement in there, federal officers, so that it makes him look like the authoritarian that they want him to look like. But I think the average person, if it's either my city's going to burn or we're going to have to send the feds in to fix it, they will choose the side of law and order. And, you know, just think back to what it was New York City was like before Mayor Giuliani. I'm sure many people remember David Dinkins, who was the progressive, and the entire city was a disaster, and crime and drugs and Times Square. It became a joke. Everybody knows about it. And then what did Giuliani do? He came in, he cleaned it up, and New York had about 15 great years. So it can be fixed, but politicians have to have the will to do it. If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop yelling, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist, all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.